What's up, guys, and welcome to the episode of the Next Analysis. I'm Christina, and today I'm reviewing Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. So many universes and so many Spider-Mans in this film, and I know I am late on this review, guys. I know. I just know that Oscars is coming up, and I know this film is going to be one of the main nominees in this film, in that category for animation. So it did win a Golden Globe for Best Animation Film of the Year. So, I mean, here's without going saying, let's get right into it, guys. Rotten Tomatoes is sitting at a 97%. The budget for the film was $90 million. And the box office right now is sitting at about $300 million, give or take. It's still making, a lot more right now. But, yeah, guys, this film blew me away. It blew me away. When I saw the previews for it, I was like, wow. They are creating a comic book film, like not just like any comic book film, like we have so many, but we have this like comic book-esque styled film, and that's what I was hooked instantly on in this film, and directing wise, beautiful. How they did it, I have no idea. You literally can't just do this overnight. You can't do this in a month. You can't do this in a year because, it is ridiculous how they did it, because all the Spider-Mans, the plot, tying everything together towards the end, it was amazing, and directing these directors, there was numerous directors, so they did fantastic, so I just, major props, major kudos to the directors. Plot and writing, Phil Lord and Rodney Rothenson, if I'm right or wrong, they wrote the screenplay for the film, and they did a phenomenal job. You have all these Spider-Mans in this, film. They all come into Miles Morales' universe because of Kingpin's, creation. And so, without giving too much away, maybe you all have seen this film once you've seen my review, and I don't want to give too much away. Some people haven't seen it, or maybe, just you don't want to hear it because, I don't know. But you have all these Spider-Mans come into, Miles Morales' universe, and, a lot of things go on, but the film is freaking hilarious. Like, I was laughing the whole time. It's great. It's an uplifting, film as well, because, you have all of these characters, especially Peter Parker, and then you also have Miles Morales. He's a kid, he's growing up. It's kind of like a coming-of-age story. It's a coming of age mixed with, an animation film, mixed with a comic book film. And that's what I loved. I always wanted to see Miles Morales portrayed in a film, and it was even better that he was in animation, because, like, why wouldn't we want to see that? You could do so much with an animation film with Miles Morales, and so Shamik Moore did a fantastic job as Miles Morales. But plot and writing, I can't even, scratch the surface on the whole plot, because even if I said, if I spoiled it, I probably would get something wrong about it, because there's so much going on in the film, and that's what I love about this film. It's so different, and I left the film feeling so happy, because it was so different. It wasn't something I've ever seen, the comic book style-esque, and with the acting, you had Shamik Moore from The Get Down and Dope. Dope is one of my favorite coming-of-age movies. You had Jake Johnson, who was Peter B. Parker / Spider-Man, and then you had Peter Parker, who was voiced by Chris Pine. I actually loved Chris Pine's as Spider-Man. I wanted to see more, and not to give anything away, but I did want to see a little bit more towards the end of the film of Chris Pine's. You had Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage was Spider-Man Noir. He was dope. He was sick. You had Haley Steinfeld. She's an amazing actress. I've loved her since True Grit. She's such a talented actress. She's also in the Bumblebee film that came out in 2018. You have all these, great actors and actresses. You have Liev Schreiber, who played Kingpin, and you had Marshall Ali in the film. I don't want to give too much away about his character. Marshall Ali was in Moonlight. He was also in Luke Cage. There's the acting, the voice acting was great. They're all hilarious in this film. Obviously Kingpin, he's a little bit dark, but it was great to see, all these characters involved, and all these actors and actresses involved in this film. It was great to see them in this film, and acting wise, major props, major kudos. Cinematography, just a lot is going on in this film with cinematography. I could go on for hours about this film, but it's just comic book style-esque film. You have Kapow, you have Bang, you have Splat when they all do their signature Spider-Man web thing, and so it was just so beautiful to see that, especially seeing Miles Morales, how they made him into this comic book style film. It was also great to see Stan Lee in the film as a cameo, and it did bring a little tear to my eye when I saw it, because I was just like, man, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have a Spider-Man. I've looked up to Spider-Man since, Tobey Maguire, since Sam Raimi's, Spider-Man. And also, they implement Sam Raimi's Spider-Man into this film. I think the Sam Raimi universe is implemented in this film, and that's what I loved, because I grew up with that, Not to hate on Homecoming, that's a great Spider-Man film too, but Sam Raimi is Tobey Maguire is my Spider-Man, So just like Michael Keaton is everybody's, Batman, well, Christian Bale's my Batman. So, it was great to see, some of the scenes from Sam Raimi's in the cartoon form in this, Spider-Man universe. And so it was so great to see that with the cinematography. And again, I could go on hours about the cinematography. I just gotta say, it's fucking beautiful. It's amazing. So, music score, the music score for this film was great, especially with the action scenes, especially with the serious tones in the film. Miles Morales is a young kid, so he's just listening to music all the time, You have that song Sunflower by Post Malone and Suave. You also have a lot of East Coast hip hop involved. You have some reggaeton in there. It was so cool to hear that reggaeton in a film, like an animation film, especially in a Marvel film, and to see, my, culture being implemented to a film, especially Miles Morales speaking Spanish and his mom speaking it too. It was so cool to see that, but, the whole film was just beautiful, it was such a lifting. I left the film feeling so happy, I don't think I ever, left the film feeling so good and so energized, because I was like, man, I want to see more of this Spider-Man, I want to see more of Miles Morales, I want to see more of this universe that we have never seen before except till now. So, I highly recommend it, guys. My overall score it's fucking beautiful, 2 thumbs up. I gotta go see it again, because I'm pretty sure I missed some stuff, but I just want to see it because it's a beautiful film overall, and if you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. If you're a Spider-Man, if you love Spider-Man, you're a big Spider-Man fan, go see it, and if you're kind of iffy on wanting to go see it, hopefully my review helps you, because hopefully I showed you how beautiful this film was, and that's what I want in these reviews, that I change your mind on what to go see, or even if I'm wrong and that you were like, hey, I love that film, or if I hated that film, I hope that we can have a discussion like that, but I hope that if you guys were questioning about this film, or if you love the film, you saw it already, I want to hear about it, guys. Let me know in the comment section. And again, Spider-Man universe, this is my Unexpert analysis, and I loved it. So, as always, guys, leave a like, a comment, and as always, guys, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.